will be talking about SACAGAWEA. I want to tell you that today we'll be doing something very different from the other videos that I did on the Time of Truth series. Now today we'll be doing this in a place called Guilin in China. Now I hope you'll enjoy this video as much as I will, and I'll see you. Okay, let's get started. Now SACAGAWEA is what we're going to talk about today. Now SACAGAWEA was like, if you know about her, she's like the guy and like the hero in like Lewis and Clark's expedition, the woman hero, right? Well, turns out, no. Yes, it is like 10% true. At least the part in the Lewis and Clark's course of discovery part, that is. Nothing is much known in SACAGAWEA's early childhood. However, we know that she was born in the 18,000s. In the 18,000s, in the place of current Georgia or Wisconsin or somewhere. Now she was a Shoshone. When she was like 12 or so, she was like kidnapped by a few other Indians, and was brought to their camping place in North Dakota. She was held captive and stuff. And there she was sold to a French Canadian who spoke very little English, but could speak a lot of the Indians' languages. Later, after a year or so, she was born with her first child. And then the Corps of Discovery just came, and then they built a fort a few months later. It took a few months to finish, so. Later, when she was pregnant, the Corps of Discovery was like interviewed her, and then, yeah, it was like that. Now the Corps of Discovery allowed and hired eagerly to make the husband and wife as their translators, which is, I think, not so good since you haven't planned it first, since you just done it eagerly or so. But we're gonna skip that part for now. Later, a few days later, the baby was born, and SACAGAWEA named the baby Jean-Baptiste, and Lewis and the crew called him Little Pomp. Now you might say he cries a lot, but he rarely cries. He's mostly happy. SACAGAWEA carried her on a board back to her. SACAGAWEA carried Jean-Baptiste on a board to her back, and they were carried at the Corps of Discovery. And she was like the best woman, in the only woman to be exact, in like the Corps of Discovery. She dug for roots, got berries, and even gave them advice of the nature that she knew. And then one day she was like heard of Lewis and Clark is hunting for a grizzly bear. Yeah, they hunted for a grizzly bear, and then she was like, no, but they just went there, and anyway, they killed it. Yeah, they killed it anyways. And it was like one of the best things that happened in the Lewis and Clark expedition, and one of the bravest and also like down-witted things that happened in the Corps of Discovery. Yeah. And also, in the end, SACAGAWEA has to split with Lewis's group, and go back home. When she got back home, she met a Shoshone warriors gang. It was not only her tribe, but the chief of that tribe was a Shoshone, and also the brother of SACAGAWEA. They had an emotional reunion, but unfortunately, SACAGAWEA had to go quickly and had to bid farewell to the Shoshones and her brother. Now, the Corps of Discovery gave the Shoshones guns, while the Shoshones gave them lots of knowledge. And then when she came back home, she died, and a statue of her and baby Pomp was made in honor of her. And then later a day, a coin, which was a dollar coin, with SACAGAWEA on the other side, on the back side, was made. So yeah, that's about SACAGAWEA. That's about all of it. And if you want to check out my video on the Guilin, on my day and trip of 2 nights in Guilin and 3 days in Guilin, you can check that. I'll put a link to that in the description below if I ever upload it and make it. And that mountain right there with the hole, it's called Shan, which is literal translation Elephant Nose Hill, but I like to call it Elephant Hill. because it looks like an elephant drinking up water. But I'm not going to spoil it now, and I'll see you in my next video. Please like and subscribe. Bye!